Thank you for joining. I can see we have a lot of participants today. Thank you. More than 100 persons are hearing us. We will just explain you how the webinar will take place so that we are all aligned. First of all, I'll introduce myself. I'm Wana Agyorgiese. I'm the project manager of this initiative that has been implemented in July. And we have organized this series of webinars as part of a campaign of explaining what has been the change introduced to the user vigilance processes and for supporting the users that still encounter issues and need clarification. So this webinar will be structured in two parts. The first part is a presentation where we will demonstrate some of the main functionalities related to the frequently asked questions that we've been receiving through tickets. That's the first presentation part that we're going to start in 2 minutes. And the second part will be a Q&A. So we'll give you the possibility of asking directly questions to our team. The team that is now present in the room is the user vigilance support team. So we'll do our best to help. I'm aware that many of you still have ongoing tickets with the EMA service desk. I want to reassure that we've been working on them as quickly as possible. And we are available to answer any direct questions. So I'll do the first part, the introduction on the project that has taken place. This is part of an ongoing series of initiatives in EMA. We are working on standardizing processes such as the user and organization management. And we did that in the last couple of years. We will be continuing to do that in the next 2 years with user vigilance, which is a platform that has been relying on a registration module that was part of an agent technology. We are encountering, as I'm sure all of you are aware, more difficulties because of a lot of historic data and a standardized approach. So the initiative that took place that completed in July has integrated user vigilance with EMA account management, where everyone can manage their own unique EMA account, and with the organization management system, which is a platform that EMA has been relying more and more lately. Some of you will be aware of the SPOR platform, is to rely more and more for the organization management. All the business areas of EMA will have already started in the last couple of years and will continue to integrate with these two platforms more. So we're part of a journey. I don't want to take more of your time on this topic. This is just to give you an overall context on where this approach has the intention to take us. And we can now concentrate with Marta Lobato. She'll introduce herself. She's our subject matter expert on the user vigilance registration, and she'll be introducing you to the next few slides. Hello. I can recognize many names here, so I'm sure many of you know me already. I work in the registration team and the IAM2 project. Hi everyone. Apologies for the difference in timings for this summer. What can you do? So we have put together this presentation considering all your tickets, your feedback, your comments, your doubts, to try to make it more understandable. We are hoping that this will at least clarify some of those emails or tickets that we have not yet reached to, that have been raised due to confusion. We understand that this is a new system. It has created a sometimes your brain kind of compares the old and the new, and so we're here to help through this new journey. Before we start, obviously you can read, but I thought that it would be good to advise you if you have different screens, if you can log in with the different screen to your account platform, and then later the EV restricted area, so that if I mention something different that doesn't appear in the slides that I'll present in this web, you can easily follow me. I'm sure though that most of you are already quite familiar with both interfaces, but just in case. Okay. After the presentation, we will have a Q&A session. The way it will work is there is a button on the top left-hand side of the screen, like a little figure raising their hand. If you raise your hand, we will give you turns to ask a question, then we'll answer, then the next person, and so on and so on. Hopefully we will be able to answer as many questions or all the questions that you have. Okay, here we go. So this is to show you, this slide shows you what you could do before and how things have changed now in what we're hoping is a very clear visual. Before you went to create a user profile in the user vigilance platform. You could amend the roles for the user. You could, in liaison with us, request the deactivation or deactivation of a profile. You could create affiliates. You could request the disabling of the affiliates. Basically, everything was managed from a change of organization address, change of functional email. Everything was managed in the user vigilance at the user vigilance level. What has happened now is that there has been a change in which very few aspects of user vigilance remain only able to be editable at user vigilance level. When we take you through the EV restricted area, I will mention which are those fields. The most important part for this project is user management, and that has been taken over by the EMA account management platform. So users register themselves. They don't have to wait for QPBs or trusted deputies to register them. They request the roles that are relevant for their work. There are a few slides on roles. We will take you through them a bit later. They can manage their own passwords. Very good news for all of you. If a user has not been working for a while, has forgotten the password, they can go to the account platform and retrieve the user credentials, change passwords. They can see the roles they have. It gives you each of you much more autonomy and control over your accounts, which was always the intention. And also we have added a third system, which is OMS, which deals with the organization part. So if you are creating a new organization or a new affiliate, which is a legal entity, you will create it in the OMS platform. If you want to change the address of the organization, if you want to add any new information to your organization, you will have to do it via the SPOR platform, no longer in the EV registration platform. Main, very important question that most of you have had. What is an affiliate and how it is different from a virtual affiliate? An affiliate is a legal organization. It is recognized as such by NCAs, via the registry. It is recognized as such by EMA. Say there is a global group, and within this group we have all these different institutions of pharmacies or pharmacovigilance and MAHs. This group would be the headquarters, all the different acquired companies, or if you are a global company in each country is a profile NEV. Those also will be legal entities, like Marta Limited Holding is the headquarters, and Marta Limited Portugal, Marte Limited, Greece, Marte Limited, Sweden, those would be real affiliates. What is then a virtual affiliate? Virtual affiliates are a concept that we have created exclusively for ISRA Vigilance profiles, and this is entirely managed now via the ISRA Vigilance restricted area. Virtual affiliates are created mainly for an additional when you choose to have a service provider to perform the transmissions, then the service providers are virtual affiliates for your headquarters. The only, as I said earlier, they are entirely managed via the EV restricted area except for the request of the roles. The users of the virtual affiliates will have to register in the EMA account portal like any other user, and they will request an EV contributor role to the headquarters, and that is what they can do from the EMA account portal. This EV contributor role does not give them any access whatsoever, function or have any visibility in the headquarters. This role merely gives them access to be chosen by the QPPB to be part of the virtual affiliate. This is all. Okay, so moving on, legacy users, all of you who had a profile and had different accounts in EV before the 26th of July do not have to request do not have to register, do not have to request roles in EV. We have confirmed that all of you have now access to your restricted areas. Some of you might not yet have all the functionalities in the EMA account portal, but that is going to be resolved shortly. What we can assure you is that most of you, if not all of you, should definitely have access to your restricted area so you can perform transmissions and do signal detention. If you do not have your EMA account portal credentials, which are the same credentials that you use for FDAS or for UDRALink, if you go to the EMA login page, there are 4 options. You can register an EMA account. You can find if you have an EMA account already. If you are logged in and using other EMA systems, it's 99% likely that you already have an EMA account. And this is not so much for legacy users, but definitely for the new users that you will be having on board in your organizations. It is very important that you tell them to first check if they have an EMA account. This is to avoid duplication of accounts and possible freeze and lock-ins of access due to this duplication. On the right-hand side of that login portal, you have forgot my user ID and forgot my password. So these are the 2 buttons that you have to click if you want to retrieve your user ID, and if you know your user ID, then to retrieve your password. There is a difference between I forgot my passwords and locked account. If your account is locked, you need to raise an EMA IT service desk ticket. Go to the normal service desk platform that you're already using, and the service desk, not the registration team, the service desk team will unlock your account. There is another doubt that has been coming up for QPPBs and trusted deputies. Why do I see twice the same user in the list of users? This is because when we established the transition period, we decided to allow the all EV credentials to be used in parallel with the new EMA account portal credentials, so that it will make it easier for users to access the EV profile and get used to having new credentials. These old human production credentials will be disabled early next week. We will send shortly a communication in exactly the date. So from late next week onwards, you should only be able to see 1 entry per user. So now we're going to take you to the different parts of the EMA account portal. As I said, we will have screenshots for everyone to visualize in the presentation what we're talking about. If I mention or I recommend, you can also do it in this other way. And that's what I told you, that if you have an additional screen, it would be good to open your M account portal now, to go to your main dashboard so you can follow better. Okay, well, how do I register for an M account? I'm going to be very annoying and I'm going to repeat. First, please check your users, your new users, do not have any account. They need to check first if they have an account. And as the users may have registered already in the systems with different emails, I would recommend you tell them, think of the possible emails that you have used to register with Emma and verify if you do have an account with them. It might be the case that they do have an account and they have more than one account, because the system will retrieve them many user IDs for each of the emails that have a user ID. In this case, please ask them to send us a service desk ticket so they can notify us and we can work on merging those accounts so the user doesn't go crazy and they can do what IAM is supposed to do. Just give them one unique login credential set for all the different systems. Right, I'll take you through very quickly through the registration. It's very straightforward. Go to, naturally if you have an Emma account, as I just explained, check this first. If they don't have a user account, then they go for register a new Emma account. When they do, this application form, this new form with basic details will come up, and once they click request, the system will generate credentials. They will be sent to the email, and once they have their login credentials, they can just come back to the page and log in. Once you have Emma account, then you need to request a role. Having an Emma account only gives you a set of credentials, nothing else. The IAM platform covers different systems in Emma, so it's not exclusive for EV, Evra Vigilance. So what they have to do is go to the second tab that appears in the dashboard, which is Manage My Access, and once they get in here, then they'll come up to a different interface when they can look for roles. My advice is, if you know that you're requesting for a QPP role, for FDAS role, for ICSR, type this word on the search field, which is, if you can see the highlighted tab in blue on the top of the screen, right below it is the search field. Search there for the keyword. This will mean that instead of 30 possible roles, the users will only have to search for 4. Every role has a description of what they can do with that role. I also recommend that if there's a person who has never worked, it's much better that the trusted deputy or QPPV guides the user into, this is our company, this is our company name, this is our EV ID and OMS ID, so that, and these are the roles. Even if that doesn't make any sense to them at the beginning, once they are searching for the role, they'll find it so much easier and welcome that information. Okay, so once they have selected the role, that doesn't automatically create a request. They have to go to review, and in review, they have to submit. Very important, they can do this for one role at a time. So if I am a new user and I'm requesting ICSR and sent, and I also need FDAS, I cannot click both roles at the same time. I need to select one, go to review, submit, and then come back to Manage My Access and select the next one, review, and submit. Regarding roles, another important thing is why my role is rejected. There are different scenarios why a role will be rejected. One, there is no EU QPPV or RP in the case of profiles for commercial sponsors or non-commercial sponsors. There has to always be a responsible person for a profile. If there is none of the users will be able to request roles. because the message that comes up is organization is disabled. Another reason why a role is rejected is because you already have a base role. We'll talk a bit about base roles and additional roles in a minute, but basically if you are a standard user and then you are going to become the QPPV, the responsible person or the trusted deputy, you need to first remove all your prior roles or and then request the new role. To remove roles, we will go through this in a second. Basically, the QPPVs and trusted deputies have the EV admin tab. They can search for the organization, then the user, and revoke roles. That revokes all the roles for the user. If you are a standard user, they can also do that by going to Manage My Access, the same tab that we have just seen, revoke roles, select the role they want to revoke or remove, go to Review, and Submit. The system automatically accepts this removal of the roles. So, yes, continuing the process of the request of the role, I left this little important part. Once you request a role and you submit it, a new form comes up for you to search the organization you're requesting a role for. This organization can be found via the OMS ID, via the EV org ID, and by the name. We recommend that you always try to first find this organization with the OMS ID, and then EV ID, and last the name, because names, there can be a long list of organizations with similar names, and that may confuse the user and they may pick the wrong one. So, how do I approve the access to Eurovigilance for trusted deputies, RPs, and QPPVs only? The way the approval comes to you is seen in the Approvals tab. Right below the Approvals tab, there is a box where you can have a bit of a summary of all your requests. But you need to go to the Approvals tab and click it in order to access the different requests. The request looks like this. And basically you have the user. Please verify the user, because as I said before, some user may have requested the right role but for the wrong organization by mistake, and so it reaches you. So it's always to double check you actually know the user. I'm sure you do that, just emphasizing. You can also see the role that the person has requested and for which organization, and at the bottom you have the options. Before, well, if you know the role, the user, and it's the right role, you can approve. If you want to deny, on the right-hand side, you have approval details in a little box, and then below you have details in a little box. These boxes are comments to the user. So if you're rejecting a role, dear John Smith, you are not a member of our organization, you selected a role for the wrong organization, or dear John Smith, we told you ICSR, not NPR, please resubmit the role, and then deny. Because if you deny and then you expect a box to come up to explain the user why you're rejecting the request, it will not come up. First, make the comment, then deny. Very important. So how do I revoke a role? I've already mentioned this. There is the EV role admin tab for QPPVs, RPs, and for trusted deputies. The form that opens up asks you to first search for the organization. Then below it there are two fields. The field above searches for the organization. This is where you have to type in the organization ID. And below in asterisk is where the organization will appear. You need to click on the arrow that is on the right-hand side of that field for it to appear, for the organization to appear. If you type the organization name, click enter, nothing will come up. You need to wait until the gray area in organization below is white, and then you go to the arrow and you click it, and voila, the organization should be there most of the time. Once you have selected the organization, the user grayed area will become white in hopefully 5 seconds. It takes a bit longer for organizations with many users, so be patient. It does work, only that if your organization with 10 plus users, it will take a few seconds to display, to give you the option to search for the user. Once you have selected the right user, you revoke roles. It revokes all the roles for the user for that organization. I know this is a question that has come up a few times. Yes, it does revoke all the roles. Big question, which is the role that I need? In order to facilitate the right choice for the role, the description of the roles right below each title. We have divided roles between base role and additional role. What are base roles? Pretty much all there is the EU QPPV role, the EU QPPV role, and the EU Trusted Deputy and EU Responsible role have all the other functionalities embedded into this role, so they only have to request this role. The only functionality that is not added to these roles are EFTAs. For everyone else, for all the standard users, as we usually call them, they're equally important. This is called standard. And we have browse and send, browse only, ICSR, or contributor if they want to be members of the virtual affiliate profile. These are the base roles. So as I mentioned earlier, if you're a standard user and you want to become Trusted Deputy, you will need to first remove all the roles you have and then request again the roles for that organization. Additional roles are L2B, FDAS, and the additional QPPV for those responsible persons who are responsible for affiliates maybe, or they are members, standard users in their headquarters products and they have their own QPPV code. This is the role to request. I do hope that this clarifies most of the doubts you have on the EMA account portal. Obviously, in the questions that we will have in a bit, you can ask anything that we may have left out. The next big change in this project is the restricted area. So I'm going to take you briefly through what it looks like now, what I can do and what I can no longer do in it. In the restricted area, we have here an example. It gives the organization identifier, which is the OMS ID. When you search on top, you can see organization being modified. Well, it's organization that you have to search on. When you go to Hydrovigilance Human Production, you will find a log screen. You need to log in. You have the login page. You have to enter the EMA account portal credentials. Remember, only those. And then you will see, and the next page that appears is a drop-down menu. You will have here all the organizations that you are users of. Very important for headquarter users. They will, in the drop-down menu, they will see also their affiliates and virtual affiliates. But that doesn't mean they can access them. They will be able to see them, but nothing else. One little parenthesis. We have noticed that some of you are already asking questions. Please do not wait until the forum for Q&As, and then we will let people have the turn to speak and ask their question. This is in order for us to make sure we hear you all and to not miss questions, so please be a little bit patient. Okay, back to the restricted area. what you can see, and that you could see before, category, if it's a marketing authorization, if it's a commercial sponsor, a non-commercial sponsor. You can also see your transmission mode. For the legacy users, it is important. Web trader or gateway, you understand what it means. If you need to change these transmissions, you need to raise a service desk ticket to the gateway team. The gateway team will make the necessary changes and let inform the registration team so we can amend this information in your restricted area. You do not have to contact the registration team directly. You need to contact the gateway team, and then they will, so we can amend this in your profile. If you see nothing in the transmission mode, is blank, it means that you were set up by a third-party service party provider. So we do have the details. We have been disconnected briefly. We're back. So, yes, if the transmission mode is blank, it means you have a service party provider. So the information is there. The transmission has not gone. You are still connected. Now, if you want to create a new organization, there will that once you have access to the EV restricted area, you will need to fill in for the first time. One of them is to confirm the category. Another one is the transmission mode. You will need to fill in the metro license. If you want your safety reports to be visible to your affiliates, this is what safety reports visibility means. And also the functional email, which is, you will also, the name of the responsible person or EU QPPV will appear already automatically from the IAM2 portal. What you need to do, you must please fill in this information, the address, the city and postal code and country of the responsible person, and also register your regulatory contact point. Very, very important. Once these changes have been added, when all this information has been added, there is a menu at the bottom of the page that says update. Click it, because until you don't update, nothing will be saved. Okay, so, of course, active users. On the right-hand side, you will see the users for the headquarters. If you want to see an affiliate, as you can see below, after the regulatory contact point information, you have a list of the affiliates for that organization and the virtual affiliates. The virtual affiliates are highlighted in blue because they are openable, as I say. You can open them directly for the restricted area because they're fully managed by the QPPVs or the trusted deputies from the restricted area. Affiliates, however, are legal entities, remember. So you have to go to the top of the page, search for the organization, and in this case, organization ending 311. You just go on top, you'll search for organization ending 311, it will open up, and then it will display the information for that affiliate, and on the right-hand side, you will see the list of the active users. We know that you do not have a visibility of the roles of those users. You will have visibility of that information in the IAM2 portal. We are working on it. This is an improvement we're working so that you can also have a clear view of all the users for the different profiles and the roles they have. This is what the EV restricted area looks like. We did not include here the left-hand side menu where you can see QPPV code, EV8, EV web, etc., because this has not changed at all. Next, very important topic is hierarchy. How do I manage my affiliates? Well, this has not changed as regards the previous way of doing it. So if your company has acquired another company and the profiles of that company need to be merged into your profile as affiliate, you need to raise a service desk ticket in the EV service desk ticket portal. including a cover letter, official cover letter with headed paper specifying we would like to proceed with the merge from this organization, ID to this organization, which organization is the headquarters, which organization you would like to turn into affiliates. And this cover letter must be signed by all the responsible people of the different headquarter profiles. So if the new headquarter organization signs it alone, it's not valid. So I think this should not be confusing. It's always been like this. The change is for virtual affiliates. So once you log into your EV restricted area for the headquarters, you have at the bottom of the page, you have a button that says create virtual affiliate. If you do not have it, you can create it there. Once it's created, you can then add virtual affiliate users, which will be those users who requested an EV contributed role to your headquarters. If you want to amend, change anything, add a user, remove a user from your virtual affiliate profiles, you click, let me just go back. As I mentioned before, in the main headquarter profile, at the bottom on the right, you can see the virtual affiliates. You need to click the blue VA's ID corresponding to the virtual affiliate that you would like to modify. And, I'm going too fast. Okay, here we are in our virtual affiliate. The virtual affiliates have the identifier, usually starting by VA, the name, the one you want to, whichever name you want to put. Usually it's recommendable to put virtual affiliate, like Martha Holdings /virtual affiliate, so I know what I'm talking about. The virtual affiliate responsible will be the headquarter responsible. You choose the transmission mode and you put the Metro license if it's any different to your headquarter Metro license. This is for service party providers who may have already one. For the transmission mode, you are creating a virtual affiliate. You select the transmission mode. You also have to raise a service desk ticket to the gateway team. It's called gateway team, but it connects web trader and gateway, both types of transmissions. So if it's a web trader, you just raise a service desk ticket addressed to the gateway team, telling them I created this virtual affiliate, this is the identifier, this is the name, and please connect as a web trader. If it's a gateway, it's the same information, only that you will have to add those lovely two documents, the encryption document and the connectivity document, otherwise they cannot make the connection. Right, once you have the profile created, you need to click Save, which is one of the options at the bottom of the page. Very important, if you don't click Save, it's same as before, you don't click Update, nothing will happen. Once the virtual affiliate is created, you can then enter the virtual affiliate and move, what we call move, add virtual affiliate users. How do I do this? You should be able to see on the left-hand side a list of all the users that have contributed roles to your headquarters. Just select the chosen one, go to the middle of the page, click whatever role they need to have, and at the bottom you just press Add Role. The user will appear on the right-hand side once or twice. It depends if you have given them one role or two roles. This is a normal functioning. So you see them twice is because you have given them two different roles. To de-affiliate a user, you just go to the left-hand side, affiliate user, and click Remove Role, and it will go to the right-hand side, which means the user has only EV contributed roles. You can also go to your EMA account portal, go to the EV admin role tab, and completely revoke the EV contributed role to the user if so you wish. Okay, this hopefully has taken you through the different changes from the old system to the new system. Now, a couple of things, I think some of them have already been mentioned, but it is good to take you through them very briefly. One of them is, please, QPPV changes must always be notified, hopefully before the QPPV leaves. The old QPPV should request the removal of the role via their own EMA account portal when they leave. This will be automatically accepted by the system, so the new QPPV can easily request the QPPV role. If this has not happened, it's okay, you can raise an EV service desk ticket and request us to remove the role of the previous QPPV or responsible person. We will do it for you. Make sure that your profiles, headquarter profiles, have always a responsible person on QPPV. Otherwise, your users will be blocked, will not be able to access the profile. Then as well, when you are creating virtual affiliates or you want to merge an affiliate, be very understand what you really want to create. If I need a virtual affiliate or if I need an affiliate. Theoretically, if you create new transmission modes or you just want to add different service providers, they are all virtual affiliates. Use unique contact points of contact for talking to us. This is very important because, and this has happened with the service desk tickets we have been receiving, and also in the past. The registration team is sometimes dealing with 4 or 5 different people from the same organization asking the same thing that is coming to us from different people, and this multiplies the same job and slows down the process of getting it done. So we just have one person from the company, from the organization, dealing with one person from the registration team. It will make things far more efficient, clear, and quicker. Register for the EMA access with one email only. This I won't mention because I already spoke about it. Just make sure that you find your EMA account portal account. You must, many users have it even if they don't know that they have it, and identify you have multiple accounts. Either you have used different emails to register in the different systems for EMA, so that we can merge them and you have a unique set of credentials. Lastly, we have changed, and I'm sure you have all seen the automatic reply sent by the user vigilance inbox and also by any of the registration officers. We are changing the way we communicate with each other, and this is to streamline, make much more efficient the way we communicate, and to avoid having 10 different requests regarding the same organization, regarding the same user, which helps us to identify the issue, identify the organization, and resolve it. How do I find information? The EV registration manual, which is updated and will be further updated after these webinars with every piece of feedback and everything that is not there yet that we have been discovering during this transitional period. The EV user manual will have absolutely everything that you may doubt, you may want to know. The registration website also takes you through all these different changes and how the registration process works in a much more succinct and summarized way. We're also putting together, and we will upload in the user vigilance registration page, frequently asked questions to find very quickly the most typically asked questions. If the two first ways of finding information fail and you still don't have the answer, or you have an issue, or you have a QPV change request or a transmission mode request, or you want to disable an affiliate, then please, you're very welcome to open a ticket. There are two different ways, when you go to the service desk, if it's a transmission mode that you are requesting, you need to send it to the EMA service desk. If it's an user vigilance only request, change of QPPV, new organization, or a doubt, you go to the dedicated user vigilance service desk. This dedicated page, you can also find it via the normal EMA service desk login. When you go to the page, on the left-hand side, there is a menu. You see user vigilance, so you can click there. So you don't have to have different links. You can use the same service desk link. The emails, the user vigilance inbox will not be monitored from the... We will not answer anything, any question, anything urgent via emails, not to the personal emails either. This is so that if one of us is away, is on holidays, etc., the colleagues can pick up the job. If one of us is having a conversation with one of you on a topic, the rest of the colleagues know that this person is already being dealt with and has someone who's more knowledgeable on the issue. So in order to make it much better for you and avoid confusions, we have decided to take this approach. Rest assured, our working tool is the service desk. We have it open, we constantly monitor it, we constantly answering people. You will not be left unattended, you will not be forgotten. We don't forget service desk tickets. So don't panic about, oh, if I don't have an email address to address to, maybe my urgent issue will not be resolved. It will be resolved. We do check this. And as I said, if we avoid duplication or duplication of requests, it will help us to deal with 20 much easier than 100, because possibly the 100 are part of the same problem. Okay, so thank you very much for your patience. I know it's like being in university and listening to the teacher for 1 hour, and it's right after lunch, so it's horrible. But I hope this was useful. Now we're going to go into forum mode. If you have, and I'm sure you will have some questions, Juan and I will reply to them to the best of our knowledge. Please raise your hand. To raise your hand, you go to the top of the screen, and you have a little man there. You just click it, and we'll know that you are raising your hand, and we will give you the right of speak, so your colleagues can also listen to your question, and we can get it answered. Hello, I think Mr. John Hout.
Yes, hello, thank you.
Hello. Hello.
Hi. So the question that I've got, I've moved location now from the UK to the Netherlands, and I'm trying to update my contact information associated with our marketing authorization. I've sent a service ticket in and individual emails to the User Vigilance registration desk, but from what you're saying, I won't expect an answer back from the User Vigilance registration email. But yeah, it's kind of urgent in that I've now been moved to the Netherlands for over a month, so I desperately need to update all of my contact information. I've looked through the relevant guidelines to see how I would do this, but I'm still no better off.
Okay. Do you have a ticket open with our service desk for updating the email address? Because that's what
Yes.
I see as the main problem. Okay.
Yes. I've raised it now, I think 3 times.
Okay, the email address, and your email address will is editable via your identity tab in the EMA account portal. Your name, surname, and email address is pulled from there to the restricted area. So you have to go to your identity tab, edit identity, and update your email address. For your real physical address, you have to go to your restricted area. If you are the UQPPB for that organization, you can update your address there.
I've tried.
You tried and it didn't work?
Yes, I've tried. It won't let me edit any of the fields.
Okay. Oh, that shouldn't be the case. Okay, I will take note of this and talk to yeah, I'm also wondering, this sounds a lot also like the update of address on the OMS platform. So that might be the case, that it needs to be updated on the OMS platform. Okay. So we're gonna look into the detail of a request, Mr. Hart. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I
And I
appreciate
will
it.
reply
Thank you.
to you via email despite the no email policy, because this should not be the case. You can update, and the way it is for your email, you can update it in the M account portal. For your address details is in the restricted area, only because the M account portal, we do not put addresses there. It's not to make it all more difficult for you guys. It's simply the account portal is name, number, and email address. So we added the address of the QPPV in the restricted area to have a platform where we could have that information. And for the headquarter legal address, then you would have to create a change request in OMS.
Okay, thank you. I'll log back in and just check to see if anything's changed, but okay. I appreciate your
Okay.
help. Thank you very much.
Pleasure. Bye. Okay, I think the next one is Sadaf Ayaz.
Hi there.
Hello.
I have a couple of questions, but I'm going to ask the urgent one. So basically, we have a headquarter based in Ireland, but our QPP, we reside in Italy. And but we do have different affiliate companies in UK, Italy, and France. So for all our products, we share the same PV system. So currently our headquarter is registered in Ireland, but in the system we have a France company registered as headquarter. So we are here confused that, what location we should be using for master file.
Okay, this looks like a change request in OMS. You need to create a change request in OMS and let the team know which is the main location, which will change the headquarter address, and which is like a secondary location. And that should update it. The fact that an organization is registered in Ireland and the QPPV lives in Italy, it's not important. As long as the QPPV is registered in a EU location, it's fine. You can have an organization registered in one country and the QPPV working in another country. That is no problem at all. One of the most important changes that were put into ACT is this approach of the organization information management, that there is no longer a specific to UDRA vigilance organization information. There is the OMS. You can find the OMS platform and your organization details by logging into the spore.ema.europa.eu.
Right.
All the information about your organization and all the locations should be registered there correctly. If you can see that there's information not correctly being mapped, flag it to our data stewards by raising a change request directly in the OMS portal.
Right. Okay, so we need to change our headquarter information in OMS system.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So we can select any location we want for master file. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. I raised my hand. One moment. Sorry. I forgot to mention something very important now that Sadaf has kindly mentioned this. QPPVs and trusted deputies before could access and manage users of the affiliates. Now, if you want to manage the affiliate users, you need to request an additional QPPV role or trusted deputy role for those affiliate organizations as well. That is just information. Okay, next one. Anna? Hello, Anna. Maybe she... Yeah. Anna, you have the microphone now. You can talk to us. Oh, she doesn't have it. Hello. Not sure if Okay, let's go to the next one. Anna, if you want to call, we will, if you want to raise your hand, you will put in a queue and we will give you right of speak as soon as we finish with it. Perfect. So, next one is Galicia B. Not sure of the name. One moment, we're having technical difficulties. Yeah. One moment. Okay. One moment. Sorry, we're just having a bit of a technical difficulty to kind of connect the people who are raising their hand, but we are sorting it at present. Okay, so we're going to give the floor to, give the right to speak to Galicia B, a user that just joined, okay? Alicia?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, this is Begoña Galicia. Hello.
Hola,
Yes,
Begoña.
our question is that during the conversion of the EV system in July, our affiliate was created in our profile as a virtual affiliate, but not as an affiliate. How can we amend that?
Okay, this may have been because the affiliate was judged to be created for transmission purposes.
Yes,
So there were
probably.
Exactly. So we have during the migration, we've also established a series of business rules to be more harmonized. What is a virtual affiliate and what is an affiliate? As I mentioned at the beginning. Then, if a virtual affiliate, if you had many of you had affiliates which were in reality created for a different transmission mode. This, in the new system, is considered a virtual affiliate. They're not real organizations, they're just an additional profile for a transmission mode. This is why now it is a virtual affiliate. So would there be a problem with this virtual affiliate assignation?
Okay, but an affiliate, a company can be an affiliate and a virtual affiliate at the same time.
So a company can be a headquarter. It's very important to understand that profiles don't mean companies. So you have a company, you create a profile for the company as a headquarter, for instance, or an affiliate, and then you have gateway, for instance, in the headquarter, and you want to also have the option of web trader. You can create a virtual affiliate, which is like a duplication of your profile for headquarter, but just with a different transmission mode. This will do exactly the same as the headquarters, only for a different transmission mode. So virtual affiliates is just a way to identify the type of profile created as for the purposes of transmission mode, of an additional transmission mode. So I think we had the slide in which we're trying to show how a hierarchy should be constructed. So an organization, what is recognized as a legal entity by EMAs being registered through our sport portal, OMS portal, so-called, it has a very defined definition. It's a distinct legal entity. For vigilance only purposes, for allowing organizations to submit in different ways, to have different departments under the same organization or headquarter, we have then the use of the virtual affiliates. So I'm a legal entity and I might have 3 or 4 virtual affiliates based on my needs of submission for medicinal products or for safety reports, web trader or gateway. This is now being left to the decision of each organization, exactly because EMA cannot implement one model that actually fits all the existing organization and their complexities. Not sure if this has fully answered the question. Or does it help to understand more the difference between an affiliate and a virtual affiliate?
Yes, I have. I think so. I think my question is solved. Yes, I think so. We will.
Okay, we'll try to make the with more examples through the FAQs that we're soon going to publish on the EV registration page.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so Cristina, hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello? Can you? Wow. Sorry.
That's when, sorry. When, sorry, Ms. Sevilla, when you turn on your speaker, when we give it the floor, it's important that you close the audio because otherwise, can you hear me? Otherwise, we're going to have an echo. Yeah. So, the audio on your phone? Yeah, so we have plenty of persons that have raised their hands. Not sure if you are actually twice. Do we have Mr. Va twice in the? Yeah. Probably
Yeah.
that's why we can hear the echo. Okay, now we can hear you. Okay, perfect.
Okay. Okay. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
Okay. I'm trust deputy user for a company. Recently, in this company, the EUPPV has left the company, but she couldn't disconnect herself as EUPPV, and the new QPPV has intended to try to request a QPPV for the company, but she received the information that she couldn't, as she had received the information that the company had two QPPVs. Why? Because previous QPPV is still hold on. But she left the company and we cannot disconnect.
Have you tried to revoke the role as trusted deputy in the EMA account management? You should be able to revoke the role. If you have difficulties doing that, we'll do it from the back end.
Okay.
But that is the correct sequence of steps. In case of a QPPV has left, a trusted deputy, there can only be one EU QPPV for each organization. Any other request for that same access will be rejected. We have received a lot of questions around why does my request get rejected. This is one of the reasons. So once the old QPPV has been revoked the role, then the new QPPV can ask the role, and in that case it will be approved by our EMA team, User Vigilance Registration team, after the submission of the correct documents, of course. So those are the correct steps to be. Again, if you have problems revoking the role, let us know, and we will act on.
Okay, me as trust deputy user can revoke the role of previous QPPV?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you for the question. Next user, or next. Norma? Just give us a second. Hello? So we have given the, yes. Hi, Norma. Yes. We can hear you.
Hi. Great, thanks. I have a couple of questions. So we have a CRO that's assisting us with the submissions to Vigilance, and they have been mistakenly registered under our headquarters instead of an affiliate.
Do we submit a help desk ticket, or do we remove their access and then have them re-register or request access as an affiliate? How would we do this properly?
So the easiest way is to have is it an affiliate or a virtual affiliate?
Well, that's another question. My understanding is
Okay.
they should be an affiliate because they're a different legal entity than us. Is that correct?
Okay, yeah. So, correct, it's a different legal entity, they should be affiliated. So, the correct steps are for revoking the roles for the headquarter. They can independently from that request role to the request access to the affiliate.
Okay.
Revoking access from the headquarter and being granted access for the affiliate. Has this answered the question?
Yes. So for the affiliate, do we ourselves have to set up that affiliate, or can we select, or they will go in as their legal entity and request to us to be an affiliate?
Okay, I think, can I just verify we understand the question correctly? You created a headquarter profile, but it's in reality the affiliates of an already existing headquarter profile, right?
You're right.
Yeah, so there's two ways of doing this. There is merging, so you raise a service desk ticket to us in the User Vigilance Service Desk portal, and you request to merge this profile, so the new headquarter that has been incorrectly created as a headquarter will become affiliate of the already existing headquarter. This can take a week or can take a couple of weeks. It depends when we can get the technical team to do this merge. The second option, which is a bit more long-winded for you, but I think shorter in time, is if you revoke the roles for the headquarter, the newly headquarter created. You send us a services ticket so we can remove this headquarter from the user vigilance system, and then you wait a minute. No, because now the way you create an affiliate is by merging always. You're only going to have the option number one, which is to raise a service desk ticket to us, and we will organize a merge for as soon as possible.
Okay, I think we've already done that. We're just waiting on that. Okay, thank you.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. Okay, we have Miss or Mrs. Paras. We don't have the full name. Hello? Mrs. Paras? Miss Paras? Mr. Paras, sorry. Can't hear you. Hello? What? Are you still there, Miss Paras? Okay. We go to the next one, Miss Paras. If you can hear us, if you can please raise your hand again, we can select you the next time. Mr. Valentin? Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Manuela speaking.
Hello.
I have one question concerning the problems we are facing after the migration at the end of July, because in our organization all the accounts have been uh, um, follow the procedure provided, but only last week 6 users were able to be activated again in Udra Vigilance. so we cannot have access in the last 6-7 weeks in user vigilance. And at the moment, still my account, the one of the QPPV and another one are not able to work. So the problem I'm facing is that I can enter the production environment, and then there is the window of with the select organization, but then is blank. I cannot see the organization name. So we already opened tickets with your desk.
Yeah.
We also call them, but we are not able to obtain a reply and to find a solution. So I would like to know how to proceed now, because I have the problem also to update my XVMPD.
Okay, for submission of the product. How many users are in your organization in total?
We have 9 users registered.
9 users. Okay. The 6 users that are active, do they have access to the full functionalities?
Yeah, because we are
Okay.
all yeah, we are all in the same way. So I'm the trusted
Okay.
deputy, and then there is the QPPV, but for the other, we are the same. We have the same permissions.
Yeah, so I will give a short update on this. We had the Udra Vigilance organizations are around 9,500, and out of this we found more complex while doing the integration with the organization management platform. We found around 1,000, so a little bit less than 1,000, that were complex scenarios, complex cases, where the team has been doing analysis one by one into understanding the hierarchy and how much of the historic data was still applicable, if there were inconsistencies, working on email. So this has taken longer than initially we thought it would. So this is where we acknowledge the kind of challenges that we've been facing in the last weeks, therefore the delay in the giving access. We have applied a workaround to the users that still had problems into accessing, and by this stage everyone should have access to the Udra Vigilance. If there are still users that can't access, so not sure if you've tried in the last few days to access Udra Vigilance,
Yeah,
because
I
this.
try.
Okay.
No, I'm trying
So
every day. So I just before
okay, I
the
see.
webinar, I tried again.
Okay, so another problem that we've encountered is that because of the passwords being being changed by the user, sometimes the accounts get locked. So if you log the ticket with us, we'll be answering the ticket, and we'll provide you with with an answer. Now
So I
we're
can
trying to
write.
prioritize. We'll
Just
provide
to
you with an answer on the
understand, I can dial, I can write the ticket number in the chat, or I have to follow up my tickets on the website, on the account.
I think that if you provide us with the name of the organization, we can find it ourselves, so you can just tell us where the organization is from.
Okay,
We
now
do
I
try to
write.
prioritize. Okay. We do try to prioritize the organizations that don't have access at all. So if out of 9 users, 6 users have access, we will work on definitely on the remaining 3. But we're also trying to fix all organizations that might still have issues. So okay, we'll be looking at the organization name that you provided. Thank you. And
Thank you. I just
I have
write
taken
the
note.
name of the organization. Okay.
Yeah, we see a lot of messages coming through the chat. We'll not be able right now in the remaining time to answer all of those points.
Can I just make we created this webinar to try to give answers to your questions and your doubts. I understand we are very aware that you still have unresolved tickets, but if we start talking about every unresolved ticket that you still have pending, this will prevent your other colleagues for having their answers answered.
Okay.
I know we still have 40 minutes. I don't mean to be disrespectful to any of you, but we can see that many people have typed questions they would want to raise their hand and also ask, and we have a queue of people who would like to are already waiting. So if I can kindly ask you to not raise your hands and not to bring up particular tickets, but specific issues you have, but rather more general questions where we can all benefit from the information. And as Oana says, I know that we don't answer to each of you every day to kind of give you an update on your tickets, but we are aware of all the different issues that you all are experiencing, and we are looking at them to sort the root and the cause of the issue, and then we can come back to you and sort it.
Thank you for your understanding. Thank you very much.
So Nina,
Okay.
Nina is next. Just giving you the voice.
Nielsen.
Yeah. Hello?
Yes. Can you hear us now?
Yes. Hello.
Can you hear us? Yes.
Yes.
We actually have two questions, and they are all general ones. We would like to know which role you would like to recommend for a deputy KPPV, because it is confusing with all those roles. So if perhaps in a Q&A or here in this session, you could perhaps specify which role that at least should be and which one would at least be preferred to be selected.
Thank you. That's a good question. So let me take you through the different top roles, top as in headquarter administrator roles for the different profiles. We have EU QPPV for marketing authorization holding companies. And we have responsible person if you are a commercial, if your company organization is commercial sponsor or non-commercial sponsor. They are the responsible people of the profiles. Then we have trusted deputies. I think there's no confusion there, who help responsible persons and the EU QPPVs to manage the profiles and the users and affiliates, etc. Then we do have, as Nina has mentioned, an additional role, which is additional MAH QPPV. This is because in the old system, any user, if they were given the responsibility of a product, could have a QPPV code. The way we managed to keep this possibility in the new system is to create this additional MAH QPPV, which allows them to be, for the system to generate a QPPV code so that they can manage their products. These are the only QPPV roles. There not that there was a deputy QPPV in the old system. This figure person role is no longer existing in the new system. So we only have EU QPPV for market authorization, which is the same as responsible person in the commercial sponsor and non-commercial sponsor. Then we have trusted deputies. And for those users who also require a QPPV code, we have the additional MAH QPPV. I hope this clarifies.
Yes, that was really what we needed to hear. Then we have the additional one, because we are kind of separated. So we have one part of HQ that actually sends in, could submit ICSR and downloads from EV, the data warehouse page and so forth. And then we have a separate group that actually only sends in the medicinal products.
Okay.
And we can actually see that somehow this has actually been created as a virtual affiliate, and perhaps it's because we don't understand completely the difference between virtual affiliates and headquarter. So could you please just draw a big picture for us, please?
Yes. Okay. Don't think that headquarter affiliate, virtual affiliates are ways of talking about profiles. None are more important than others. This is one important thing. The headquarter profile can see, So if you have a headquarter profile, you can see the transmissions of all the organizations, and by organization I mean profiles. Let's just talk about profiles. If a headquarter profile can have visibility on all the reporting and transmissions sent by their affiliates and virtual affiliates. So if you want to have an overall view of everything that has been sent, you need to create a headquarter profile. For instance, Marta Holdings, just to, as I said before, then Marta Holdings has national branches, Marta Holdings Portugal, Marta Holdings Spain, Marta Holdings Italy. These I will create as affiliates because they belong to the same group of companies, but they are independent legal entities working independently from each other. So I put them in under my wing, in my Marta Holdings group, as affiliates. Means the headquarter called Marta Holding Groups can have access to the signal reporting and transmissions of Marta Holdings Portugal, Marta Holdings Italy, those affiliates. Now, these are affiliates. What are virtual affiliates? My headquarter profile is, as you mentioned, is set with gateway for ICSRs, but I also want to have another type of transmission, web trader, for medicinal products. So I create what we could consider a duplicated account of the headquarter for this type of second type of transmissions with web trader. As the system does not allow to have two identical profiles, well, we create the second, the parallel profile, the web trader profile. We create it as virtual affiliate.
Okay.
So you had your headquarter profile as gateway. You created the other one that represents the same company, your same company, yes, only that for a different transmission. That's why we created that, when we migrated it, we moved it as a virtual affiliate.
Thank you, that's really
is it clear?
Yes, it was really a good, clear explanation. We appreciate it very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I think we will just make a little, and this is very good for us as well, because thinking in the virtual and the frequently asked questions, we will make like a picture and explain exactly the same thing that I try to explain in words to make it visually more clear for you, because we understand that in the past this distinction was not made very clear, and you could create affiliates, a virtual affiliate. The system allows for this to happen, and it's no longer the case. So we will make very, very clear in the frequently asked questions what you are seeing. If you're seeing headquarters and affiliates and virtual affiliates, what does it mean for you? So we do advise to keep the organization hierarchy as simple as possible, because it's something that needs to be easily manageable. This is important, and we are now encouraging transparency in this setting up a hierarchy, but it also needs to be controlled by the QPPVs or the responsibles. Okay, I've seen some questions regarding the persons that already had access. They had access before July. And they're asking if they need to ask the access again. No, the legacy users do not need to ask the access again. Their access should have been fully migrated by now. If in the meanwhile we have situations such as account locked because the password was tried a few times or the password is not known, then we will deal with them through the tickets. Another problem that we've encountered a lot was around duplication of emails or historic data regarding emails, because users have registered with one email and now it has changed. It might be that they're receiving notification on old emails. So this has also created some confusion within the users registered before July 2018. I think we have some other 5 persons that are still waiting to ask questions. Mr. Keller.
Yeah, hello.
Stefan Keller, hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I have a question. So I'm QPV for 2 marketing organization holders. In my current account manager, I can see only 1 headquarter. I requested, according to the guidance, the second QPV marketing organization holder access. But then I submitted all of the documentation to the service desk portal, the account management, following the guidances. Then it was rejected, and I can't see the second headquarter profile of the marketing organization holder. Can I have two, or is there any limitations? Or how would I proceed? Because both have an account number and organization number already. I don't know how we proceed with that to add a second marketing organization holder.
Okay, so you can have roles for different organizations on behalf of different organizations. So you can be QPPV for two completely different MAHs. If the role was rejected, the organization for which you have submitted the request on behalf of probably already has a QPPV, an EU QPPV.
It has, and it's me. That's one. It's very interesting in Article 57 database, in the account number, everything, it's my name, it's my email address, but I can't see it in my account management, nor can I access it.
Okay. Could we have the case that I was just mentioning, that it was linked with one of your previous emails? Sometimes we do get that. So have you tried, are you able to confirm that the email that you registered with is your current email?
It's the same, correct, yes. It's the same for the current association, which I can see. It's completely the same, it's the same name, same email address. Yeah.
Okay, just you didn't had your access migrated to the EV. So when you're trying to, what happens when you try to access the EV web or the ICSR part?
Yep, that's another point. When I get a ticket for it, I can't see all of my organizations in the scroll down, which I'm assigned to. I can see them in the regions profile, but in the drop down, I can't select the headquarter, for example, even from the first marketing organization holder. I raised the ticket, it was mentioned it's solved, but I still have only 5 organizations visible, which are all affiliates, by the way, not the headquarter.
Okay, and how many organizations should you have access to?
I think it's more than 10.
Okay.
Including the affiliates, 2 headquarters, and then all of the affiliates allocated to that. Is there a limit in the drop-down? That's my question as well.
No, the drop-down should show all the organizations for which you've been receiving access. If you already had access before July, you shouldn't. Yes. So we're actually trying to understand what the problem is, but you should see in the drop-down list the list of all organizations for which you have access, and in the EMA account management you were saying that you don't see all your organizations.
I can see all my organizations, but I can't go, because I can't then access and change them, because the drop-down list doesn't, due to the drop-down list how I entered, it doesn't allow me, so it's completely blocked. Yeah.
Okay, I see. Maybe have you tried to change the browser, for example? That could be another problem.
I know that there is I know that some of you have access to many different organizations. There is a limit in the number of organizations that you can see. I am not entirely sure now if it's 15 or 20. So I would recommend that when you log in with your credentials into EV restricted area, and then you go to your drop down, at the bottom you should see load more. And if there are more organizations linked to your account, more organizations will load, so you can select them. Maybe that is what's happening. In any case, we have your name and surname. We will check those specific tickets that you have raised, and we will find the bottom of the issue, and we will sort it. We are dealing with cases like this on a daily basis. So
okay, that's good. Because I can't see the load more on the drop down.
Okay,
I can see.
fine.
Yeah, that doesn't appear. Okay.
We will find why some of your organizations are not yet appearing.
Yeah, we will have to raise this with our technical team.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, the next person that has raised her hand is Mrs. Katarzyna. Hello? Hello, we can't hear you, Miss Katarzyna. We will give the microphone to another colleague, Mr. Vinit Kaker. Hello? Hello? Maybe you're on mute or... Okay. Okay. We're going to Steve Herrick. Hello? Hi.
Hi, yes.
Hello.
Thank you. I have two questions. Thank you. My first, so back prior to July, I was a registered person for a commercial sponsor. And in the new account management system, my role is EVMAH. Do I need to revoke that role and then re-request the base role for EVCS and CS responsible, or can I raise a ticket to have that switched?
Please raise a ticket and we will make the change for you because the role should have been migrated as responsible person.
Okay, great, thank you. And I have one second question. I have created a virtual affiliate for a CRO that will be submitting cases on our behalf. And I've had users request the EV contributor role, and I've approved those, but I cannot see EV contributors in the EV restricted section to add them. Is that in the contributor user list? I can't see any users.
Yeah. Has the requester received confirmation of the approved access?
Yes.
Okay, so can they see their role as EV that they've been granted in the EMA account management? Can they see themselves as EV contributors on behalf of your organization?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, then we have to verify again with our technical team why they don't appear in the restricted area, because this is what the system is set up to do.
Okay.
So you are accessing through the managed users under the virtual under the headquarter profile. This is yes. It's important to use the same to log in on behalf of the same organization for which those users have requested access. Just to be.
And they request access from the headquarters. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct. And then you have to. And then you select the virtual affiliate profile and you see the EV contributed list in the virtual affiliate profile. Is that the case? That's what you're doing, right?
Yeah. So I have not raised a ticket to add the virtual affiliate into the system yet, but I don't know if that's dependent on seeing contributor users in the system.
No, that would be only for activating the transmission mode, but you should be able to move to find the user. So this is clearly a technical fault, and if you can please raise a ticket, I'll look into it.
Yeah, I have a ticket raised. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. Hello. The next person we have in the list is...
Hi Marta, this is Paras.
Hi, hello.
Hi. I have a question regarding the ultravigilance profile structure. Before July, we had a field called QPPV alternative contact details. Now, in the new structure, we don't see this field. So I was just wondering if we need to register this details somewhere else. Earlier, we had registered our QPPV backup details in this field, and we don't see this field in the ultravigilance profile structure anymore. So we're just wondering if we need to register this detail somewhere else.
Okay. No. The EV restricted area tries to keep only the information that is
essential and required for transmission mode purposes or legal requirements purposes. We have stripped everything else that is not entirely relevant, and this is for your sake as much as ours. So in the AV restricted area, what you will see is the organization ID, organization name, the transmission mode type, the I don't remember. Medra license, what type of Medra license you have, the Medra license number. If you wish or not to give visibility to the safety reports to the affiliates, and the functional email, which is an email that belongs to your company and not to anyone in particular, like info@martaholdings.com, that can be accessible, that is monitored and it works 24/7. Then the next section that you will see in the restricted area is the QPPV details, the name, surname, and email address, which is very important for the registration team and regulatory teams to have. This is pulled from the EMMA account portal. So if you need to update any information, you go to the EMMA account portal in the identity section. This will not be editable in the restricted area. What it's editable by you, I know that it wasn't working for one of you, but maybe others, but we will look into this. It's supposed to be editable always, and you in there, the EU QPPV or responsible person, depending on the category of the profile, add the address details of the QPPV or responsible person's address details. This is very important. It's not not the address of the organization, but the address of the QPPV. And the last piece of information is the regulatory contact point, the legal contact that we can have for your organization. I know that there was an additional deputy QPPV, additional QPPV field in the previous view of the restricted area, but this is as well trusted deputy. So if you want to have a deputy QPPV, this is effectively a trusted deputy. So you can, if the person that was mentioned in this additional QPPV section in the old profile is not a user already in the system, we recommend you or that person in particular to request a role in your organization as a trusted deputy, and then they will appear again. Does that clarify?
Yeah, it does. Thank you very much. I was just wondering if you can register more than one trusted deputy.
Yes, the answer is yes, as many as the company needs.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Thank you for the clarification. Really helpful.
Yes. You're welcome. I need the net. I am very sorry. Correctly. Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Hello. Yes. Hello.
Yeah. Hi. Sorry. Good afternoon. So, just a couple of very brief questions. So, I'm also having the same kind of issue which a lot of other attendees have already talked about in terms of QP access on Vigilance. So, should I actually send the ticket details and information to you, Marta, to look into, because I also don't have QP access to any of my clients.
You do not have access. You were. You mean by access? Just to be. Can you mute your speaker? No.
Can you hear me now?
The volume. Yes, there was just echo.
Okay. No. So I mean, on Vigilance login, in the drop down, I don't have access to any of my MAHs where I'm the QPPV. I have been a legacy QPPV for those companies. So should I send the ticket details over to you to look at?
Basically, what you're saying is that you log in with your EMA account portal credentials in the User Vigilance Human Production page portal via Internet Explorer, and then when you get to the drop-down menu, there is an echo. I'm not too sure if it's because you're. Do you have headphones?
No.
Yeah, so that might be the problem because we can hear our echo.
I don't know what to do.
No, it's okay. We will try to answer quickly. So the problem is you go to the restricted area in Eurovigilance and there is nothing. After the login, there is a new page that opens up, and in there you type your organization, and then a drop-down menu should appear with all your the organizations that you have access for. What you're saying is that in this drop-down menu, nothing comes up?
Yes.
Okay. Well, this should not be the case. So I'm sure I can find your tickets. I will address them. Yeah, I will address them as soon as possible. I need to, and as soon as possible. I mean, we need to talk to our technical team and understand why this is the case, because from the registration point of view, it's not an issue. So we will find out, and we will give you an answer when we have an answer ourselves, which we will try to find as soon as possible.
Okay. All right.
Thank you. Do we have any more people? Is there anyone else raising their hand? I can see a lot of questions have been typed. Okay, maybe we can try to go through the questions and see if there's anything that we have not mentioned that we could mention. Okay, I have one question that maybe some of you are wondering too. I'm sorry if I don't pronounce this correctly. It says Tasiraki comments, what if a new affiliate has been created in Eurovigilance during the time the new system came up, but not by using OMS? First, during the time the new system came up means during the freeze. If a profile was created during the freeze, no. It's like it went into cyberspace and it never reached us. So you would have to go to OMS and you would have to follow the procedure for creating an organization. I am sorry about this. I know that many of you had registered users and have registered profiles, but this is why we try to communicate early in advance that we will be having this freeze. So unfortunately, we will have to do it again. So from the 2nd of July, there was a freeze period during which EMA could not process organization and user changes for ultravigilance. Let me clarify about the creation of affiliates, because I think that also for us at the registration team, this is a big change, which is an OMS profile is when a profile wants to be created, you create it in OMS, you search for it in OMS. If it's not found, you create it in OMS. Then when the OMS stewards approve it, just give us one moment. We're having a bit of a... Okay, so we can see another person has raised their hand. Sorry, Martha, if you can finish the explanation, then we will give the yes, the microphone. So the profile is created in OMS, it's registered and approved in OMS. Then the stewards will send you an email telling you that the profile is successful. Then you follow the procedures for creation of a new organization. You raise a service desk ticket letting us know that you have raised a request for RP or EU QPPV with the required documents. We will process this request and we will approve the responsible person of the QPPV. And once this is done, you need to let us know that you intend for that new organization to be the affiliate of an existing headquarter profile, and we will create the merge. So we will create the affiliate. I know this is a bit more complicated than the way it used to be, that you could
directly create affiliates in your headquarter profiles. Unfortunately, now we work with 3 systems in order for a profile to be registered. We will put this process in the FAQs so that it avoids any confusion, because I know that the system is more long-winded now and there are more steps involved. But yes, basically creating a profile is like creating a new organization plus a merge. I hope this answers your question. We can see another user has raised their hand. Okay. The first name is Kiraki. We can give you the microphone now. Hello? Hello? We can't hear you.
Hello? Do you hear
hello.
me?
Yes, now we can hear you. Perfect.
Yes, I am Evangelia Tsakiraki. You have been answering to my question.
Yes.
So we have created the affiliate not during the freeze, but after the new system came up.
Okay. Where did you create it?
Through Udra Vigilance, we have got a number for the PSMF. We have the new affiliate under the headquarters.
Okay. You may have created a virtual affiliate, correct? Because in the new system, it is not possible at all to create affiliates. So what you have created is a virtual affiliate.
Okay, so we have to change it and create it through OMS then in order to be a normal affiliate.
So, correct. You have to go to your headquarter profile, select that virtual affiliate and delete it.
Okay.
So you can't, okay.
Okay then. Thank you very much.
Then you have to create it in OMS as I explained. Let us know if you have other questions or doubts through the channels that we've explained. Thank you.
Okay. Bye bye.
Hello. Okay, we're back. Okay. If there's anybody whose question we haven't answered, okay, so I can see a few questions around where can I see as a QPPV, where can I see all the access, all the roles of my team? That is a functionality that is being put online on the EMA account management. So by the end of this week, so within tomorrow, under the EV role admin tab on the EMA account management, you will have a functionality called list roles that we've been receiving a lot of requests, and this is in line with our with the principles of project of encouraging transparency on who has access to what. So you have this new functionality of list roles where you can see for a specific organization, the QPPV can see for a specific organization all the users and the roles that have access to it. I hope this will improve the visibility and the control over the users for many of you. We don't have any other persons raising their hands. We still have 9 minutes. I think we can use them for answering some of the a question that I'm reading that I'm sure many of you are wondering is when is it expected all the service desk tickets to be cleared? As soon as possible is the honest answer. We are dealing with them ongoingly, and we are trying to resolve them. We read them, we answer them quickly if we are able to guide you through the resolution. If this is something that we need our technical support team to help us identify and sort, then we have to talk to them and we work through the solution, and then we get back to you with the solution. Sometimes we sort part of the problem and then there were different issues raised in the same ticket, so the tickets cannot be closed because we're still sorting another part of the issue. But we are expecting to close them as soon as possible. Just to give to everyone an idea on the volume of data that has been dealt with, I was mentioning before more than 9,000 organizations and more than 20,000 EV-specific profiles accounts that have been dealt with. So there is quite an impressive amount of persons trying to contact us, and we do have persons dedicated to work on the tickets. And we are sorry when we can't answer immediately, or there might not be a sufficient detailed answer for every ticket. But we are doing our best to solve the problems that block an organization and then focus on the individual requests. I think by now we're at a pretty good stage, so we can only hope to close as soon as possible this request. Another person, I think, how can we delete an affiliate user? The responsible person, a trusted deputy of that, can I take that? Okay, so if by deleting an affiliate user, it means that you don't want to see that user in the EV restricted area. I'm not sure if that is the question. If that is the case, the user should have should revoke the role of the EV contributor. A user by itself cannot be deleted because the user, from the moment it has an EMA account, enters in a life cycle. As long as they use the EMA systems, they are active users. But if you don't want that user to have access to your organization, to your specific data, then you have to revoke the role. QPPVs or trusted deputies have to revoke the role for that user. Another question is, if one works for more than one sponsor and they're not registering organizations themselves, how do you add a new organization? The person basically, to register an organization, anyone can register the organization. They just need to provide the accepted and legal required documentation for that organization to be accepted and registered by the OMS team. Once that organization is uploaded and activated in OMS, a user, anyone who works for that organization, can register a profile in the M-Account portal if they don't have one yet, and then request a role for that organization. Users now, standard users are more involved in the registration of their own profiles. They need to create their profiles, they need to manage their accounts, they need to request the roles, they need to follow up with their QPPVs and trusted deputies if those roles have been approved or the system has rejected them for whichever reason. They need to raise services tickets. This is something that we are taking away from the QPPVs and trusted deputies and supporting that the whole organization is much more responsible and accountable for their own profiles. Okay, I think we have another person that has raised their hands and has also typed in the question. So the question is, if we want to make our existing affiliate as our new headquarter and existing affiliate as a headquarter, please explain the process. This is what we call a swap. It is as easy as to raise a services ticket. It's the same principle as for a merge. You raise a services ticket with to the user vigilance team, adding a cover letter, official cover letter with headed paper, signed by the headquarter QPPV and also by the responsible person of the affiliate if they're two different people, requesting a swap in which current affiliate A wants to become headquarter and current headquarter B wants to become affiliate of that headquarter. Put it very clearly with OMS ID, EVAD if you have it, if it's a legacy organization, and organization name, and then our technical team will perform this swap. We will of course let you know when is intended date for this to happen, so that on that day you do not perform any transmission, just to ensure that no data is corrupted or lost. Okay, so I think we're gonna have the time for one more question. 3 minutes left. As we have very little time left, we are recording all the webinars that we're having, and we will upload them in our registration page as soon as we have them all. It will take a little bit of time to process it. Okay, so they'll not be immediately available after today's discussion, but they will be made available to you. Yes, and if you have further questions, please check in the user manual, which is being updated, or in the webpage. You cannot find the information that you seek. We will also shortly, after the webinars, we will review our frequently asked questions and make them much more complete and clear. We have taken note of your main doubts, and then we will also upload those. There are very difficult questions that none of the documents or web page can answer for you. Please do raise a service desk ticket for the Udra Vigilance team, and we will reply to it via the portal. We will not be answering emails from the 1st of October, and we're trying to reply to all the emails that we already have. So if you send us an email tonight or tomorrow, it may be that we do not answer it. So we recommend that you raise services ticket. This way we can guarantee you will be responded to. Thank you all for participating to the webinar. Okay, I can see we still have received questions, but we're gonna have to close in 1 minute. Okay. Very quickly, manage my access. The EMACAM portal has information that it has a lot of information. We are taking note of the different sections, wording, and entries that are confusing to the users, and those who are not that relevant, that are more technical, we will try to hide them so that you have a much more clear view on what you can find there. The only views that you are actually interested in and that are meaningful are the roles and the organization for which they've been granted. Thank you again. I do hope this was useful and has clarified the doubts that you had. We will continue with other webinars in order to ensure proper support for all of the users of Udra Vigilance. So if your question is not answered in this one, in the additional webinars, it may be. So please keep an eye on the uploads, as there are many hundreds of users who want to participate in these webinars. Unfortunately, we will not be inviting you for the next ones. However, we will try to put as much information as possible for you to have all your queries resolved. That's a promise. Thank you very much. Have a good evening.